Hey, everybody. Okay, just making sure my connection. Good. I'm so excited. I'm super excited for tea time. I'm gonna just give this about 30 seconds. Take a sip of tea. All right, cool. So I got a lot to cover in this tea time tonight. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time waiting for people to get on because I know people will get on, and plus it is Monday night, and I think that The Bachelor is on. I know that The Bachelor is on because I'm recording it. So we're going to dive right in. The awesome thing about this tea time is that you're going to have the opportunity to re-watch this. If you missed the whole thing or if you start watching and then you want to come back, it will be uploaded into my YouTube channel. So you just go to Kelly Bonomo, search Kelly Bonomo on YouTube. You'll see all kinds of recipes on there, and all of my Facebook Live videos will be uploaded onto the YouTube channel. So if you miss it, it will still be there. So I got a lot to cover because I wanted to make sure that I was going into this tea time tonight with an agenda, and that I was going to really kind of pack it full, just like I would do if this was a coaching webinar and you were somebody that I was coaching. So you have the ability in this tea time, anytime that you see tea time, you have the ability to ask any questions to me, health, fitness, exercise, life. But I will tell you, if you want my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion. So you may or may not like what you hear. I have already had some questions that were asked today. So I'm going to dive in with the guts of what I want to go over. And then if you think of something, or if you have a question that you want to ask, type it in the comment. If you love what you're hearing and if you agree with me, give me the hearts, give me the likes, swipe and share this video as well, because you may have a friend or loved one that needs to hear what I'm going to talk about tonight. So I'm hoping for about 15 minutes, I'm going to talk fast, and I'm going to just give you all kinds of guts in all kinds of I'm going to just lay it out there for you for the top reasons why I think dieting continues to fail you over and over and over and over and over again. We are sitting at February 11th. I cannot believe that we are like almost halfway through February. And typically now is when like those of us that have made New Year's resolutions, they start kind of not being as exciting anymore because, you know, we're going into 6 weeks into the new year. So why my top 2 reasons why I believe dieting or diets set you up to fail. And then 5 things that are imperative for you to be sure to look for whenever you are searching for a new program or a new diet or a new plan. So if you're looking for something to help you, I'm going to give you 5 things that are huge for you to be kind of like your litmus test, right? So the things that you're looking for whenever you're looking for a program or you're looking for something to help you get weight off and help you create a lifestyle. So we're going to dive right in. If you think of any questions, throw them in there. If you hear something that you like it, love it, share it. Okay. If you have to go in the middle of this, you can always come back to YouTube channel and watch it. So here we go. 2 reasons why dieting is setting you up to fail. I don't care what diet it is. So number 1 reason is it's creating some kind of a restriction. So if you are doing any kind of diet, whether Atkins, paleo, keto, South Beach diet, cabbage soup diet, your doctor puts you on a 1,200 calorie diet. If you're doing any kind of a diet, I want you to immediately think diets deprive, they restrict. So if you are creating any kind of a restriction in your body, what is happening is you are going to set yourself up for a risk to put your body in what's called a catabolic state. Catabolic means kata, coming from your body's basically going to survive off itself. So what happens is whenever you're depriving, your brain needs fuel. We get fuel from the carbs, from the foods that we eat. And what happens is when we restrict or we create that deficit in our body, our body goes into what I refer to as survival mode. So it pushes us into that catabolic state and sets us up to actually utilize lean muscle as a fuel source. So you might think, oh, I'm doing this diet and it's only, a 1,200 calorie diet, or it's only, I'm not eating any carbs. So all of these diets that are creating any kind of a restriction in your food plan are setting you up to fail, because you're going to set your body up to go turn into this catabolic state, and you're going to utilize lean muscle as a fuel source. The problem with that is lean muscle actually ignites your metabolism. So if you're using it for fuel, then it's going to work against you. So you're going to burn muscle and your body will be at a risk for holding on to fat. So a lot of times if you start a diet program and you initially lose at the beginning, it's because you're probably dropping some bloat and some water weight. But then when it starts kind of tapering off and then you find you start plateauing, that's because you're probably creating some kind of a restriction and your body's not getting fed based on physiology. So it's actually working against you. So when you restrict, you are at risk for putting your body in a catabolic state. The second thing is when you restrict, you actually put your body at a risk for lower energy. Dips in the day, always looking for time to take a much needed siesta, you need a nap, right? Or you never feel like you're fully rested. That's because physiologically your nutrition is off, because you're depriving and you're depleting. And the third thing is, I would guarantee if you're doing a diet right now that's creating any kind of a restriction, your cravings are probably through the roof. At some time of the day, you might have sweet cravings, salty cravings. You may eat and not feel completely satisfied. And that's because you are depriving your body of much needed nutrients that it needs, and the way that it needs to be fed based on balancing. So number one is restriction. So diets restrict, sets us up to fail. The second reason why diets keep failing you is because they are temporary. Diets are temporary. I always refer to a diet as a temporary fix for a temporary problem. So it's like a Band-Aid for the time being, right? They don't set you up for a lifestyle. I guarantee if you go on a diet, you're going to go off a diet. It may last for, 4 to 6 week period if you're lucky. So they're definitely not setting you up for the long term. They're not setting you up for lifestyle. Okay. When I'm talking lifestyle, I'm talking what can you do forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Okay. While I'm going through this, if you have any questions, funnel them in there. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you a lot of guts tonight too, and that you're learning something as well. So the second thing, diet fails to show you a maintenance phase. Most diets, they don't show you the how can I live this program forever, because they don't typically, like I said, last longer than 4 to 6 weeks. So because they're temporary, they don't set you up for the long term. And then the third thing with diets is they remind you of all the things that you can't have, right? And then you want them and then you crave them even more. So if you are doing any kind of a program now where you're like, oh, I just wish that I could have fill in the blank, and there's no answer to when is that going to come in and I'm going to be allowed to have that, then that's the other reason why dieting is setting you up to fail. So they're temporary. They create restrictions. They do not allow the body to work in a physiological balanced state where it needs to be. So, whatever program it is that you're looking for, you want to make sure that they're not doing these things. Now, which brings me into the next part. Well, the other thing is you got to think about dieting doesn't focus on your mindset. It doesn't focus on sleeping patterns. It doesn't focus on the stress in your life. Diets don't focus on teaching you how to exercise properly. They don't focus on understanding labels or proper supplementation, or even understanding when you pick up a box or a bag in a grocery store and how to keep things balanced and how to fit them in. A diet tells you that you can't have this, you can't integrate this, or you can't have things that you want to have. So again, they're a temporary fix for a temporary problem. It doesn't fix the problem. It just masks it. So, if you think that you're going to find the next best thing, I'm telling you, there is no such next best thing. The next best thing is basing your nutrition and your lifestyle plan on science and physiology, just like when you were a baby and you used to eat a balance, okay? So it takes me into the second part. 5 things this is huge, because I come across people every single day that are looking for the next quick way to get weight off. And there's programs out there that will absolutely help you drop weight fast. But the problem is though, the second that you go off of it, or the second that you start reverting back to eating how you used to eat, if you don't learn, then you're setting yourself up to fail and ultimately yo-yo back. And sometimes yo-yoing back and putting on even more weight, right? So I really want you to think about these 5 things, okay? So if you are searching for the answer, if you're searching for a way to get some weight off, search no more, because I have a 5-step litmus test that I want you to think about, regardless of whatever program that you're looking to incorporate into your life, okay? Tea time, sip. Okay. So the first thing, 5 things to be sure to look for when you are searching for a program that will set you up to win for both losing weight, keeping it off, and creating a lifestyle that is going to last forever, okay? So think about that as I go through these. Number 1, and I want you to really think about this, does whatever program, whatever prospective program that you're looking at, does it teach you science and physiology? So what I mean by that is it solely based off of the way that your body was meant to be fed? Because you can't argue science, right? And I would even go this a step further, is whatever program that you're looking at, would you feed your child that way? So if you're looking at, let's say keto or no carb, whatever program that you're looking at, if you have children and you would actually feed your child the way that the program or whatever program it is that you're looking at is teaching you to eat, would you let your child eat that way? And I would tell you that's a great way to think about, no matter what program that you're looking at, is, if you think about, would you feed a 2 or 3-year-old the way that you're eating? Then if the answer is no, then my response would be, then why do you think that it's okay for you to eat that way? Because our bodies are feed and fuel as they go machines. So when we give them what it needs, then it works the way it's supposed to. So I would say that if you are looking at a prospective program that is not safe enough for your child to eat it with you or follow it with you, then I would probably tell you need to move on. And this can go like, does it use solely like protein shakes and protein bars? Does it involve fasting? Does it involve starving? Does it involve creating any kind of a restriction? And then I would go beyond that and say, would you let your kid eat that way? Would you let your teenager eat that way? Would you support that if they were going to do it? And if the answer is no, then I would say you probably need to look for something a little bit better. The second thing would be, does your prospective program that you're looking into include all areas of a health structure outside of what's going in your mouth? So this is really important, because when we're looking for something that's going to set us up to be successful, what is so important is that we look even beyond the nutrition portion, because we are stress eaters, we are stress drinkers. We eat when we're happy, we eat when we're sad, we eat when we celebrate, we eat when we're mourning. So, food revolves around everything. So I would go far enough to say, does whatever program it is that you're looking to do, does it include learning about all areas of your health structure? So outside of what goes in your mouth, meaning your sleep, your exercise, proper supplementation, proper hydration, how to deal with stress, and the importance of cortisol and adrenaline and the parts that they play in your overall health. So there's a lot of factors that go into your creating homeostasis in your body. Yeah, it begins with nutrition. That's the umbrella of your health. I did a Facebook post, I believe it was last week, with an umbrella with all these different areas underneath the umbrella. And if the nutrition's off, then, it's kind of like the wind blowing the umbrella inside out, and the storms of life can create havoc on everything. So nutrition does definitely begin as far as being the key. But all of these other areas can absolutely play havoc on your results if you're not diving into each and every area. So number 2, does your perspective program include all areas of your health? So nutrition, sleep, exercise, supplementation, water, stress. We call that health structure, okay? And then number 3, does it allow you some freedom, your program that you're looking into, does it allow you some freedom to have your cake and eat it too? So, I think that it's important that everybody knows that if you don't know this, my husband and I actually own Mia Bella's Wood-Fire Pizza and Catering. And so, yes, I am a nutritionist, and I also own Vault 360 in West Kankakee. And I have been teaching blood sugar stabilization and nutrition for over a decade. And yes, I also own a Wood-Fire Pizza business and catering business. And so I firmly believe that any program that is going to help set you up to succeed in life is not going to deprive you of things that you want to have. So if you are doing something that is preventing you from having your cake and eat it too on occasion, or having a slice of pizza, then you're ultimately also setting yourself up to fail, because as soon as you start depriving yourself, you're going to want it even more, right? So, so keep that in mind. If you're doing a program that totally tells you, no, you can't have any of those things, that's never coming in, that's a red flag in my book. So I have my little notes over here. Oh, and the other thing is making sure that that when you do have an off, sometimes, and this happens even in my program, when you start eating really, really clean and then you have an off and then you don't feel so great, right? To me, I say that's because you've cleaned your body literally by putting clean in. And so you don't really want to have a lot of offs once you get to that point, because you don't feel very good. And anybody that's done the program with me that I've coached, I'm sure would completely agree with that. Like, having an occasional off, you just don't feel as good as you felt than when you started. Okay, number 4, does your prospective program teach you the importance of working out smart and not hard? So there's a difference. So in other words, does your program that you're looking to do, or your diet that you're looking to do, does it teach you the importance of working out smart, so understanding science and physiology behind your exercise, as opposed to working out hard? So something that we talk about at Vault is exactly that: working out smart, not working out hard. Committing to 2 or 3 days a week, doing some strength training, some cardio training. But remember, you cannot run your fork. So again, if your nutrition is good, then you don't need to be at the gym 6 days a week, okay? And number 5, keep plugging those questions in there. I see, you guys are making comments and stuff. I'm going to go back through all of them. I just want to get through the guts of this and wrap this up so I can get to all your questions. So this is allowing you time to ask anything: health, fitness, exercise, lifestyle, anything related to anything that's related to health and nutrition. Plug it in there, because I'm going to go through questions. This is just allowing me to speak into your life a little bit, and then go back and answer all your questions. So number 5 of the last 5 things to be sure to look for when you're searching for a program that's going to help you create a lifestyle. Number 5, does your prospective program or coach or diet, do they set you up to win even if they can't offer you everything? So what I mean by that is, through my practice, I have created partnerships with other health professionals, with the health food store, places that I can refer clients to if they're struggling individually, or if they're having some areas where maybe they need some counseling, maybe they need to have some more non-invasive tests done, maybe they need to go have blood work done. So every person that gets coached through Vault is all really on a case-by-case basis. And obviously, if you're having personal things that are going on, whether health related or even our mindset, it's awesome to be able to have the ability to plug you in to other people that can surround you as a community, and then get you partnered with other health professionals that can help you. And a good program, a lifestyle program, will do that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, as a health professional myself and being a nutritionist for over a decade, your success is my success. And if you are somebody that's struggling and I can't help you, I want to be able to put you in front of somebody that can help you. So that's huge. Whatever program, whoever's coaching you, whoever's helping you, are they the type of person that even if they can't help you, will they partner you with an additional health professional and refer you to places that will set you up to win? Big question mark on that one. So when we talk about a lifestyle program compared to a diet program, so a diet is a temporary program for a temporary problem, but a lifestyle program is a permanent fix for a temporary problem. Whether it's you need to lose weight, you need to gain weight, you need to get your blood sugars under control, you have issues with fibromyalgia, lupus, Graves, any autoimmune disease, if you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of those things, I will tell you, can be changed like that when you follow a comprehensive nutrition program that sets you up to win. Okay? So, with that, we're going to go to questions. All right, so let's go back to the top. If you have questions, nutrition, fitness, exercise, rock them in here, baby. And if you want to share this, share it. If you want to like it, love it. Hi, Jen. J-Dog. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Kristen. Working my way down here. Hey, Erica. Yes, Stephanie, the word diet does suck. Okay, Steph. Lately, my knees and hips have been hurting. What can I do to help? I am not sure if it's my shoes or what. I just don't understand. Okay, question. Big, bold question here, Steph. Are you exercising at all? So believe it or not, the lack of exercise and the lack of moving can cause you to hurt more. So as far as shoes, could be your shoes. My favorite shoe is Brooks, especially if you're doing a lot of, I just waved at somebody. I'm trying to scroll through here. Especially if you're standing on your feet a lot. But I would tell you, maybe you need to be very intentional with moving. So even if it's going for a walk 2 or 3 days out of the week to get yourself a little more active, could be that your body is sore because of lack of movement. I don't know if you are working out or... Oh, Jess, I miss you, Jessica Dixon Gagnon. I love you too. Mwah. Hey, Dale and Susan. J-Dog, good or bad to weigh yourself? I think you know the answer to that one. I hate the scale, so I would tell you bad. I would say if you were going to weigh yourself, I always, as a general rule, if you don't have the ability to have your body fat done, obviously at home, I would tell you weigh yourself once a week. But more importantly than the scale, I would tell you to go buy your clothes. Just because if you're working out, your body's going to be putting on lean muscle. So you may drop inches, but not see a lot on the scale. So, and there's something psychological when we get on the scale and like we don't see what we want to see, right? It can be very discouraging, especially when we're working out and then we get on the scale and it's not budging. But we don't realize that when we get on the scale, what ends up happening is the scale doesn't tell us how much muscle we're putting on and how much body fat we're losing. So all it tells us is total mass. So if you have to get on the scale, I would say once a week. I would do it first thing in the morning for the most accurate, and without clothes on. I mean, hey, if you're going to do it without clothes on once a week, first thing in the morning. But I would also take it with a grain of salt. You're working out, you're building muscle. So if you don't see the changes you want to see on the scale, I would not base all of my success on what that number is. Hopefully that helps. J-Dog, the best pre and post workout meal. So those of you that have been through coaching with me, you know that I teach all blood sugar stabilization. So, and the purpose of stabilizing the blood sugar is to create balance in the body. So eating and implementing protein, carbohydrates, fats in the right portions and ratios. So I say it depends on when you are working out. So if you're doing a workout, whether it be in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, a pre-workout meal, and I'm talking about it within an hour before your workout, should absolutely include some complex carbs like brown rice, sweet potatoes, oatmeal, quinoa, protein like chicken, beef, pork, lamb, and good fat. So if you're having beef, pork, or lamb, you've got your good fat in it. But if you're doing like lean turkey, lean chicken, lean fish, you could do some avocado or nuts for good fat. So let's say you're working out in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, then I would say probably at 2:30, 3 o'clock, you should be incorporating a protein, complex carb, and good fat. What the complex carb is going to do is going to give you the fuel that you need to get through a really good workout at that 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then post-workout, I always tell people when they've been through the program and they're kind of in the lifestyle phase, you can start tweaking these meals where within 30 minutes after workout, you do a balanced shake. So like the Zen Fuse shake, which is awesome. It's a balanced protein, fat, carb all by itself. Or you could do like bone broth shake by like Dr. Josh Axe is a great protein powder. You just have to add your carb and your fat to it. So your post-workout meal also needs to be a protein, fat, carb balance. The reason I say post-workout shake is because your body actually, if you have that shake immediately following the workout or within 15 minutes to 30 minutes post-workout, your body's going to burn that shake very fast, and then you can have your next meal an hour later. So ideally, let's say you work out at 9 in the morning. I would say 6:30, 7 o'clock, you could do like 3 egg whites with a half cup of oatmeal and a tablespoon of peanut butter in it. And then go do your workout at 9 a.m. If you're done with your workout at 10 or 10:15, you're doing a post-workout shake by 10:30. That's protein, fat, carb balance. And then you actually had your breakfast at 7:30. So 10:30, and then I would say at 11:30, you could have your lunch, 11:30, 12 o'clock. Your body will burn that post-workout shake very quickly post-workout because you just burned everything, all the fuel that you had in you when you were doing your workout. Steph, random question. When making the crock pot chicken with the water and seasoning, how much water do I put in it? I fill it. I cover all of the chicken. So I make sure all of the chicken is completely covered in water. Put it on low, cook it 8 to 10 hours. Cool. Okay, I did have a couple other questions that were asked earlier, and so I'm going to dive into those. If you guys think of any other questions while I'm doing these, plug them in. I wanted to keep this at about a half an hour, but I want to make sure that I cover these questions, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, we had from Jody. I knew she probably thought that I wasn't going to get to these, but I'm going to. Hi, Lana. Okay, Jody asked earlier today, what is an optimal time limit and frequency for workout, like days per week and type of workout, and then in parentheses, cardio, strength, etc. And should days off be consecutive or spread through the week? Just some of my thoughts. So I would say optimal time limit and frequency for workout. I would say number one, nutrition's key. So remember, you can't outrun your fork. So if your nutrition's off, I don't care how hard you're working out, nutrition's off, it's gonna be a very long, slow process for you to make changes. If your nutrition's on, exercise is gonna accelerate your progress. So if you are just looking to create a lifestyle, I would say 3 to 4 days a week. And then I also would say, as far as like optimal time, I would say an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. You could do an hour and 15, an hour and 30. But I always tell everybody, whatever you're doing for your workout, you have to ask yourself, can I do this for the rest of my life? Now, if you're getting ready to do like a bodybuilding show or a fitness show or compete, that's a totally different realm. But if we're just talking like on a weekly basis and creating a healthy lifestyle, I would say like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Maybe, 1 week you might do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Time-wise, I would say an hour and 15 minutes at most. If you are really working out and not socializing, you can be done very, very quickly. I could put you through a 10-minute workout with your legs and you'll be done. Most people use the gym for social environment and social engagements, and so they're there for a while. But if you just want to get in, get done, I say you can be done 45 minutes to an hour tops. Should off days be consecutive or spread through the week? I would say if you can alternate Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it allows the body the ability to recover, repair, and rest. So you're going to have greater muscle growth when you're allowing the body to recover and repair. Now, if you were doing like consecutive workout days, like Monday through Friday, then what I would do is I would change up. So I would do like chest on one day, back the next day, legs, shoulders, arms. So you're really working a different muscle group every single day. But, is that doable for the rest of your life? So you got to keep that in mind. The next question she asked was, how come some days I'm starving 2 hours after eating and other days I have to remind myself to eat? Or some days, like today, I should be very hungry during the day, but I'll most likely be hungrier at night. Is that mental or physical? And then does hunger catch up with you? So you got to think about this as far as hunger and cravings. A couple things. You have two types of cravings. We have a psychological craving and we have a physiological craving. Psychological is right here. Am I bored? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I depressed? And am I just looking for something to fill the gap and fill the time? Physiological is my stomach is growling and it's time for me to eat, right? So physiological, you can't argue. So I would say, depending on your days, so your hunger on your days might depend on your workouts that you're doing every day. So, you want to make sure you're paying attention to what foods are you eating. If you're doing the protein, fat, carb, as I know you are the days that you're hungrier, are you doing more fruits and vegetables for your carbs? Is that a day that you worked out? So your workout days, you need to make sure you're incorporating complex carbs. So your brown rice, your oatmeal, sweet potatoes, quinoa, those that stick, that help satiate you and keep you more satisfied with a good protein and fat. The other thing is how intense are your workouts? So again, if you're having more fruits and veggies throughout the day as your carb source on your workout days, you may find that you don't stay satisfied for 3 hours. The other thing that most of us don't think about, and this is where your sleep comes into play, and this is something that we'll talk about more in tea time because I got a lot of topics that I'm going to be talking about over the coming weeks. But your sleep can absolutely play havoc on your cravings. We have 3 hormones that are affected by our sleep: ghrelin, leptin, and cortisol. And if there's an off or a hormonal imbalance, the more that our body's over-releasing cortisol, higher the stress that we have, it can affect blood sugar, and it can completely inhibit the ability for our brain to release another hormone called leptin that tells us that we're satisfied or we're full. So if your sleep is off, you can actually be having cravings throughout the day or be hungrier throughout the day because your body isn't hormonally balanced to keep you satisfied. And then does hunger catch up with you? So I'm not really sure what you mean by that question, unless if you skip a meal, then I would say absolutely. And then your last question that you had in here was curious, my thoughts on sodium. How many milligrams a day is good or bad? And is it true or myth that you can have too much salt? Or that if you have too much salt that you can just drink a bunch of water? So I would say sodium per day, 1,500 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams, dependent upon your health. Diabetics should stay around 1,500. Normal blood sugar, normal range, non-diabetic, around 2,000. If you have too much salt, can you just drink a bunch of water? So, I mean, if you have a meal that's higher in sodium, yes, obviously water is going to flush your kidneys. Remember, your kidney acts as a filtration system in your body. So the best way to flush sodium is pushing the water. But also remember that what offsets sodium is potassium. So, you know, if you're bloated, something good to incorporate into your meals. So if you have a meal that is higher in sodium, I would tell you push the water, and then also make sure that you're getting your meals back on plan, that protein, fat, carb, and incorporate foods that are a little bit higher in potassium to help offset that sodium potassium imbalance, along with pushing your water. So broccoli, oranges, grapefruit, spinach, potatoes, sweet potatoes, cucumbers, peas, prunes, raisins, dates. These are all things that are higher in potassium that are going to help offset the sodium potassium imbalance and help flush the sodium. So lots of questions there, Jody. Hope that helped you. Okay, J-Dog, do you talk about minerals that we need to replenish after working out? So I will, we'll do some tea time on proper supplementation for pre and post workout. One thing that I will tell you can add would be like some branched chain amino acids, BCAAs. Those are great in a post workout shake because they help refuel and replenish your muscles. It helps with repair. Carries all the essential amino acids that help, which are the building blocks of lean muscle. But we can dive more into that when we have more time. J-Dog, there's no time to talk at Vault when you work out. That's true. You're right. When you're working out, there's no time to talk. Thanks, Jay. Hoping that I can help. So, okay, as I wrap this up, this has gone kind of long, but that's all right. This has been great. So it's 7:36 Central Time. We're going to wrap this up. Just a couple more things. So what my goal is here with Tea Time is to help you make the rest of your life the best of your life. So a couple places that I want to plug you into. Go to kellybenomo.com. That's my website. You can actually click, as soon as you log into my website, there is going to be this pop-up that you can put in your height, your weight, your activity level. You answer a few questions about your nutrition, and it'll calculate your weight loss for how much weight you can lose, up to how much weight you can lose on an 8-week program. I'm wrapping up a group coaching right now, but I offer one-on-one coaching, and I will be having another group coaching probably starting this spring. So also while you're at my website, be sure to sign up for my 2-Minute Tuesday newsletter that's actually launching tomorrow morning. And it's right on my homepage. You just have to sign up for the newsletter. And then I also want to invite you to go check out my YouTube channel, subscribe. All of my Facebook Live videos will be uploaded on there. All of my recipes, coaching tips, the good, the bad, the ugly, we'll talk all of it. So this is just a way for you to stay plugged in to everything that I'm doing. If you miss something, it's all on there. You can fast forward, go through with a notebook, paper, whatever. Share with your friends. If you subscribe to the YouTube, make sure you click the bell, and then every time that I upload a new video, you'll get a notification. Tea Time, this particular platform, I'm going to be doing throughout the week. So just stay plugged into my Facebook. There will be one more coming up this week. I'm not sure what day yet, probably Friday evening or sometime Saturday morning. And then also I want to let you know that I am launching and kicking off Healthy Hump Day. So this will kick off this Wednesday right here on my Facebook Live. If you watched the Super Bowl week, the week before the Super Bowl, I do all healthy recipes that are based on blood sugar stabilization. And so I know everybody was really loving those because every single day I was bringing you something new and something fun to try. And so I've decided we're going to do that once a week, and it's going to be called Healthy Hump Day. So sometime on Hump Day, on Wednesdays, I'm going to bring to you a healthy blood sugar balance recipe. It might be something from one of my cookbooks. It might be something completely different, but that will kick off this Wednesday. I'm not sure on the time, so just stay plugged in. And again, if you miss it, you can always go to the video on my YouTube channel. So with that being said, what I want you to remember, no matter where you live, no matter what time of day it is where you live, if no one has told you today, I believe in you, so you need to believe in you. You have the power to take control of your own health and your own life, one decision at a time. do me a favor and live your life with intention and love yourself. Because I love you and I appreciate every single one of you. And I thank you for watching, taking time to watch this. And I hope that you learned something. And I'm just so grateful and thankful that you let me speak into your life tonight. So until we meet again, God bless you all. I will see you Wednesday with Healthy Hump Day. Mwah. Bye-bye.